Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am your football host here on YouTube, Brandon. I can't believe Joey Bosa got a bigger contract from the Chargers than old Phillip Rivers ever did, Perna. Joey Bosa's new deal is not just the richest in Chargers team history, but the first to cross the $100 million mark for the organization. Now make no mistake, Rivers earned $218 million with the Chargers, but his last two contracts were for a measly $91 and $83 million, with 80% of that covering the cost of private school for the Rivers family. Aaron Rodgers revealed that when he learned the Packers were drafting Jordan Love,
Once I got that text, I went to the pantry. I poured myself, about 4 fingers, and I knew it was going to be one of those nights.
4 fingers, Aaron? That's a hefty pour of tequila. I mean, I drink 2.5 finger pours of whiskey, and unlike Aaron Rodgers, I do not have man hands. I'm still waiting for those to grow in. Either way, this is my official invite to get drunk with Aaron Rodgers before he leaves the Packers. John Lynch signed a new 5-year deal with the 49ers, more players are opting out, and Lamar Jackson lands at number 1 on the NFL Top 100, infuriating Chiefs fans all across the land. Should Mahomes be number 1? Maybe when he learns how to run a quarterback sneak and not dislocate his knee. Every number 1 player has been able to locate their knee for a full season. We'll discuss. Let's get it, sports. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. I do NFL news updates here a lot. Do a lot of them. I do have Patreon shoutouts today, and as a reminder, August, we will be doing the Patreon Fantasy Football League for all $20 patrons, I believe. Well, for as many as we can fit in a couple fantasy leagues, so we will be drafting in August. Shoutouts. Kalapawe, congratulations on the 200,000 subscribers, Brandon Perna. Mark it. And the worst people I have ever met are all Broncos and Raiders fans. Thank you for your donations. I think you probably haven't met Patriots fans, but you can support this channel, patreon.com/ThatsGoodSports. God bless the greatest sports fan in New York history, Carole Scarsella. She passed away on July 19th, 2020, and in the 5 things about her section, her family put these legendary words in the obituary. She was an avid sports fan, she loved the New York Yankees and LeBron James, and she hated, in all caps, Tom Brady. In a different lifetime, Carole, I know we would have been soulmates. Now, I don't really believe in the afterlife, Carole, but if there is a God, all I ask is that you come back to Earth in the form of a ghost and haunt Tom Brady. Angel in the outfield him, or sixth man him like the guy who helped Marlon Wayans in that movie, but cause him to have his worst statistical season ever instead of helping him. Take Sam Darnold's metaphorical words and turn that into a reality. And if that happens, I will devote the rest of my life to God and work every day until you are named the patron saint of fuck you, Tom Brady. Speaking of the devil's placenta, the Buccaneers are adjusting to the PR learning curve of having Tom Brady on the roster. It is a 24-hour job trying to explain to the public why Tom Brady technically didn't cheat, even though it looks like cheating to the rest of the world. Good luck, Tampa. Stock up on coffee and cocaine because you aren't sleeping for the next 6 months. The total number of NFL players to opt out of the season has now hit 28. Is it still 28? Notably, Nate Solder is sitting, as is Chiefs running back Damien Williams. With Williams out, that raises rookie running back Clyde Edwards-Hilaire's fantasy stock tenfold. Packers receiver Devin Funchess opted out, forcing Aaron Rodgers to start pouring 5 fingers of tequila every night. And the guy I was excited to see play in Philly, receiver Marquise Goodwin, opts out. 49ers and GM John Lynch reached an agreement on a new 5-year contract that ties him to San Francisco through the 2024 season. Lynch and Shanahan now both have received long-term deals this offseason, which, in my opinion, was a very smart move for the stability of the 49ers moving forward. John Lynch stated, I will spend the next 5 years trying to figure out how the fuck we're gonna pay Nick Bosa when his rookie deal ends. Brother of Nick and Chargers edge rusher Joey Bosa inked a new contract that will pay Mr. Noza $135 million and tack on 5 years to his contract, keeping him in LA for 6 more seasons. $102 million is fully guaranteed, and he gets $78 fully guaranteed at signing. This signing is a hilarious reminder that the only team in the AFC West dumb enough to not keep premier pass rushers is the Oakland Raiders. As indifferent as I am to the Chargers, I really wish the Broncos would have hired the Chargers social media person. Their Twitter account is one of, if not the best in the NFL. This was the tweet they used to announce the contract extension with Joey Bosa. Never did feeling the burn bring me so much pleasure. Usually the pleasure comes before you feel the burn. Now the real tragedy is the best NFL Twitter account is bottom 5 in followers, as you might expect. Myles Garrett signed a $125 million deal a few weeks ago, and now we know how much Garrett could have made if he didn't try to commit murder on live television. Mason Rudolph's head cost Garrett about $10 million. So ultimately, it looks like the Browns got a steal. The good news for Chargers fans is they don't have to pay a quarterback right now, and if Herbert pans out, Bosa's deal will look team-friendly in a few years, just like J.J. Watt's current contract does with the Texans. Now, Joey Bosa is a top edge rusher in the NFL. No way of getting around that, but I don't know if he's worth being the highest-paid defensive player in NFL history. But once you get over $100 million for a player, you're basically just nitpicking. He's only played a full 16 games twice in his 4-year career. He was tied 10th in sacks last year with 12, 12th in quarterback hurries, and 6th for my favorite pass rusher stat, QB hits, at 17. Right now, I really have to commend the Green Bay Packers for getting the best value with their edge rushing duo in Za'Darius and Preston Smith. They are in the top of a lot of these statistical categories, and like most of the elite pass rushers in the NFL, share the same last name. You've got Bosa and Bosa, Watt and Smith and Smith. The only difference being the Smiths did not come out of the same shaft. The Smiths will combine to make less money than Joey Bosa, totaling just $118 million on their contracts. It's a classic 2-for-1 special. The next 2 edge rushers who will break the bank are TJ Watt and Shaquille Barrett. Shaq's on a 1-year deal in Tampa still, and the Steelers would be wise to extend Watt next offseason like the Chargers just did with Bosa. Speaking of edge rushers, the Denver Broncos still have 2 great ones. Von Miller took to Twitter to post this video of himself covered in some sort of wet fluid as he rips bicep curls at an intimidating rate. What I love about this video is that it proves unequivocally that form does not matter at all when you work out. Grip it and rip it. Also, per head coach Vic Fangio, Bradley Chubb is 100% ready to go and will not start the season on the PUP list. And I look forward to Von Chubb terrorizing quarterbacks all season long, however long that may be. In his conversation with sports media hater Kyle Brandt, Aaron Rodgers revealed he probably will not finish his career in Green Bay.
We're going to move on from Aaron Rodgers, which sounds nuts, or we're just not going to play our first-round draft pick. How does this end?
I think probably the former. I think that's probably what happens.
That's not new news. We all understood that the second the Packers defecated all over their own chests and traded up for a QB in this last draft. That's not a knock on Jordan Love. I wish him the best. But let me say this slowly to be clear. The Packers front office is currently full of fucking idiots. If Jordan Love turns out to be great, I will retract that statement. But he won't. And I know he won't because the Packers tried to draft him, and they overspent to get him. Green Bay got Aaron Rodgers due to sheer luck. They got Brett Favre because the Falcons were too stupid to realize what they had. The only way you get a great quarterback in the NFL is through dumb luck. Aaron Rodgers is an all-time great, and you don't replace that easily. You accidentally do it when a guy like Aaron Rodgers falls into your lap. And when he is in your lap, you do whatever he says. Not try to find your next lap dancer. No, the NFL Top 100 list concluded with Lamar Jackson at numero uno. And as we've learned to love with Lamar Jackson, his reaction to receiving the honor was entertainingly genuine.
Dang. Oh, it's heavy. Oh, hey, that's crazy. You know, I used to always watch like the top 100s on YouTube and NFL Network and stuff like that. Not like thinking I actually be the number one player. Like, damn, that's crazy. I'm really speechless right now. Like, damn.
The question is, should Patrick Mahomes have been number one? I'll give Chiefs fans this. Having Mahomes at 4 behind Russell Wilson and Aaron Donald is silly. DeAndre Hopkins came in at number 8, so Bill O'Brien officially traded the 8th best player in the league for a guy who hasn't been in the top 100 list since 2017. Stupid Bill. For anyone upset that Mahomes is not number 1, I have to say sorry. Because with Tom Brady outside of the top 10, this is the first year this list has been accurate. Remember, the top 100 is flawed. Yes, players vote, but they vote in the middle of the season, and they all don't actually vote for 100 guys. If any fan base has the right to be pissed, it's Texans fans, as Deshaun Watson came in at 20. Right now, in my opinion, the top 5 quarterbacks are Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, and Aaron Rodgers. And there's really not much of a difference between any of those players in terms of their potential to lead their team to victory every week. Tom Brady, Drew Brees are right there, but physically, they're no longer really that impressive. If you want to factor in the postseason, I will buy in and say, yeah, Mahomes was the best player last year. But if you are strictly talking about the regular season, Lamar Jackson was hands down the most impressive player in the NFL in 2019. The criteria that I use to assess this is he did shit we will never ever see again on the field. Lamar had 10 more passing touchdowns than Patrick Mahomes, just 1 more interception, a slightly higher completion percentage, and the kicker, he rushed for 1,206 yards and 7 rushing tutties. He not only broke Mike Vick's QB rushing record, but he tossed 16 more tutties, had 5 more rushing tutties, and threw for 700 more yards than Vick when Vick rushed for 1,000 back in 2006. My point is that the only player in the NFL who might match Lamar Jackson's 2019 performance is Lamar Jackson. Patrick Mahomes will never have a statistical season like Jackson. The real blunder was Mahomes coming in at number 4 last year after he threw 50 touchdowns. That was stupid. Now, the biggest difference between Mahomes and Jackson this last season was that the Chiefs' defense could stop Derrick Henry, and the Ravens' defense could not because Earl Thomas was imagining what it would be like to pleasure a woman with his brother in the room. Watching Mahomes and Jackson last year, you would be an idiot to not realize they're both great and both very, very close at how well they play the position. And if you disagree with the minuscule difference between them, you are wrong and I hate you. Some of you think I say this because I'm a Broncos fan, and that is not true. Unlike Tom Brady, I respect the way Mahomes plays the game. He will probably have a longer and better career than Jackson. But last year, I had more fun watching Lamar than I have any non-Bronco since Barry Sanders. And you won the fucking Super Bowl, Chiefs fans. Stop bitching. You're starting to sound like Patriots fans. Thanks for watching another episode of ThatsGoodSports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. Have you done that yet? If you don't subscribe to this channel, your phone will stop working. Android or Apple. That's just a fact. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, @Brenda.